Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a power bomb made by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer by Image Comics, issue number 2. Let's dive in. So we meet with Lona Steelrose. Lona Steelrose is another dimension with this necromancer. If you know who he is and what he wants, just watch my issue number one review on my channel. You can find it there and catch up. So he talks about himself, about a war that was he involved in, and that he says, what can I say? I love power, and hey, in my mind, at least I'm honest about it, you know? Anyway, so there's some jokes in here that sometimes land, sometimes it don't. But he is power hungry, and he wants to conquer this planet called Voltar. But the people across this planet unify against him and his forces, and he's been defeated, but they cannot kill him, so they exiled him. They exiled him to this island, and she said, well, how did you get to Earth? Because I saw you on Earth. Well, it was more of an apparition. Basically, he cannot leave this particular piece of land, and he has been trapped forever since, and then he... through the years, he found out technology and technology scattered through the castle during his many travels across the cosmos. And he discovered television. And he wants to talk about that, but then Lona says, hey, that's all great and Danny, but cut to the chase, please. It seems that he wants to have her being in a wrestling match. And the reward for that is that he can bring her mom back because he was accidentally killed in the ring. And he says, the reason that you are here, he says, is because I love pro wrestling. He's all excited and giddy about it. He says when he discovered TV, it was all new to him, and he watched every program that he could find through the years, and etc. And then what most captured him was pro wrestling. He says the action, the drama, the intensity, and that's where I saw your mother's last match with Cobra's son. And he says it got me thinking. The best part of wrestling is not knowing who's going to win. The stakes are so high. And what would be the best way to raise those stakes even higher than winning or losing a championship belt? So he opens the door, and then his mother is there, but it's not really her mother. It's just an image. And so he says, I can bring her back to life if you can, do that particular thing for her. For him. And he says, what do you say, Lona? Will you join the DEATHLYFE tag team tournament? And then he transports her back to Earth. Some kind of a, wrestling shop here. And then, so there's Necroton. That's a tournament. Single elimination. So who's going to win then? She says. Me? I said, what are you talking about? I have no idea that's the whole point, like I said. But then she says, pro wrestling, it's scripted. The outcome is predetermined. And then he is a little bit quiet and he says, ha ha ha, good one, Lona Steelrose, talented and funny. I love it. So he doesn't know that the whole wrestling thing is fake. It's all real to me, damn it. That makes it even funnier. Yeah, it's pre-scripted, but like I said in the last video, the bumps that they take, the damage that they do to their bodies, that's real. That's not fake at all. I mean, they are not beating each other up, but they are, doing bumps from the top rope, landing on chairs, on, concrete. They are landing badly, and it really can damage your body, sometimes permanently, as I explained in the last issue. And he says, but this is a tag team. And she says, well, I don't know anything. And then he says, well, I know a guy. And then he points out to Cobra's son, and he might be interested. So she's tried to later call her dad, and she is having a bad relationship with her dad because her dad doesn't want her to wrestle because of what happened to her mother. and he is they fighting a lot, and so she goes to I don't know, some kind of a wrestling, not really a tournament but a match, and Cobra-san is here, and he's going to wrestle this guy called Kaneda the Destroyer, and then yeah, they are going hard. So like I said, in pro wrestling, the well, he's doing a chop here to the chest that can really hurt. But in this comic, they ramp it up to 11. Showing like it's real, right? And he also takes from under the ring a quote unquote steel chair with barbed wire, and then he takes the steel chair, and then he whacks him real hard on the back, and then he wants to do it again, and he says, "Hey, what are you waiting for?" And then he sees the mother of the woman that he accidentally killed in the ring, and he hesitates, and then, well, he's gonna pay for it, and then Kaneda pulls a fork out of his pocket. Now I must say, and he does this, he jams it into his chest. Well, that's not happening in real sports entertainment, if you can call it that, or wrestling. Mostly they go for the head, but they not ramming it really into it. They're just scratching a little bit, and maybe they're blading their opponent. Blading is another word for it. Having a small, sharp thing with them, and then cutting into the head of their opponent, so that the opponent starts to bleed badly. That's all pre-scripted. It's been all talked about. But this guy really rams it into, and then he does an elbow from the, well, not really from the top. He jumps over the rope, and yeah, it really hurts. And then he picks up a light tube, and then he smash it into the back. It looks really gruesome. Gruesome is really spectacular. I mean, it's just cool. And then he does the 1, 2, 3, and Cobra-san lost the match. Like I said, it's all pre-scripted because this guy said, "Hey, it's your paycheck," and he is also disappointed that about what he's doing. He says, "Hey, I watched you in the top, and now you are doing this. And what happened to you? You betted in this?" And he says, "No, I'm not." And then Lona comes in, and he says, "What do you want?" He says, "Oh, you talked to that Necro guy." And says, "Yeah, how do you know?" It seems that he's been quote unquote kidnapped too by the Necro guy, probably having the same proposition for Cobra-san. And he says, and he says, "You need a tag team partner, right?" "Yeah, not gonna happen," he says. He says, "Why not? Look at you. You're too green. If I tag with you, it's a guarantee we lose, or worse, you get hurt. You know all about that, huh?" "I do," he says. "Lona, your mother was the best." And he says, "Stop it," she says. And he says, "I don't even want to hear you talk about her. You killed her in that ring. And seeing you tonight, you wrestle like you know it." But then she says, "If there is a chance to bring my mother back, I'm going to take it, even if I have to do it alone. But nobody's going to fight harder for the chance to see my mom again than me. And maybe if you feel as guilty as you look, we might make a good team." So Cobra-san stands up and he says, "Meet me tomorrow at the shop. Don't forget your boots." Then, we're nearing the end. Later, she's calling her dad. And like I said, they are on very bad terms, but then she talks to her dad and she says, "Hey, Dad, I have to tell you something. I'm going to be gone for a while. I'm going to do something crazy, wrestling crazy." He says, "Dad, listen. You've been trying to stop me from doing this for over a decade, and I'm still here, doing it, and I won't ever stop. This was Mom's dream, and now it's mine." "Lona, what, Dad?" "Be careful." "I will." So, okay, they are coming together again. But then, I'm going to show you now the last page. And before I do that, I must say, the last page, how do you say? Maybe I'm better going to show you. Holy shit. Her dad is Cobra-san. Her dad accidentally killed his own wife. Oh my God. When I saw this, I read this comic yesterday. I was I needed a moment for just 2 or 3 seconds to process all this. I never, do that because most comics are more or less predictable. There's some kind of a storyline that you know where it's going. There's some seeds here and there, but this came as a total surprise. I mean, there's a lot of modern comics, they say, here's a comic that's going to subvert your expectations, and they are doing the very predictable thing, making another Spider-Man, another Wolverine, another trans, another race swapped, another gay, lesbian, the whole box ticking. It's also predictable. It's not new anymore. But this came out of nowhere, and I liked it so much. I'm way more excited now to know what's going on in the next issue. There's 7 issues. I'm going to collect all of them. If the story progresses like this is great stuff. Oh man, yeah, I really like. Oh, there's also how do you say top of the rop, top rop? I don't know, some the people. I forget what this is called. Instantly, I don't know. Some letters page, fan mail probably, and we have some fan art. Some of them looks really cool, I must say. Especially this one. Look at this. This is fan art, guys. Holy shit. So cool. Guys, this is it. This is a fantastic comic. Do a power bomb. Check it out if you have the chance. It's a new comic. You can find it in your local comics book store if you're interested. And it brings us to the end of the video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Or like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.